driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good barely morning. Guten Morgen, my friends. I don't know why I always revert to German. I think it's because I know more German. Oh no, it's a tie between Spanish and German. But my Spanish is what I call Sesame Street Spanish. So it's Spanish that I learned watching Sesame Street. Right. I'll put this in one more place. I haven't shared here yet. They said it was okay. But I was kind of waiting for one that honestly is a little bit more lighter. It does a little bit lighter and stuff. So, because I know that I can get, well, you can get a little confrontational sometimes. So, oh, good stretches, good stretches. Jimmy, don't die like Jimmy. Don't do it. Great musician, but only the good die young. Only the good die young. Everything is so off in this room. I hate it. I don't like it. I'm going to be reading out of the 12 by 12 today. Before I get going, I don't understand why we can't just be nicer to each other, a little bit more understanding. Hi, Ingrid. It's good to see you. It just seems like whenever somebody does something that's actually good, it's that people just get so ornery about it. They get upset. They fight it. And, some of the things that we do and say to each other are just, it's so mean sometimes. And I'm going to let you know, if you treat people badly, your life's going to suck. Okay? You may run around with a big old smile on your face, but I know what's going on inwardly. Okay? I quit being happy. Do I still do it? Not like I used to. Not really. If I'm not doing well, I come on here, I tell you. I let everybody know. Okay? I know that your life isn't 100% hunky-dory. It's more than that. So let's be our honest selves, man. Let's be our honest selves. All right. Hi, Michelle. It's good to see you. I'm glad you guys are saying hi because it's not giving me a count. It says 0. So, all right. We're going to be in the 12 by 12 today. We're going to be in step 12. This does come from today's reading, so I'll be reading out of here also. That is going to go into the 4th step. So it looks like we're going to be talking about the 12th and the 4th. This lovely Friday, Memorial Day weekend, right? It's Memorial Day weekend. Is it not? I don't know. I don't keep track of this stuff. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday. My day is the same. It doesn't change anything. My Monday will still be my Monday. I'll still have my sponsee. No, I won't. He headed to Texas for A little family trip. Good for him, man. That's progress. See, he wouldn't have been able to do that 4 or 5 months ago. No, he wouldn't have been able to pull that off. Mm-mm. But he fucking plowed his way through those steps, man. He did. He was arduous about it. He got through them, and now he's a free man. He can go do whatever he wants to. Scared of sponsoring, but he'll get there. I know I'm exhausted too. I was going to go to an in-person noon meeting, and I'm just like, I can't. So I'm going to do that this weekend. There'll be more people there anyway during the weekend, so that'll be better. So let's go ahead and get started. I didn't do introductions yet. I'm getting really bad at that. Maybe I'm getting too lax at this. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Gian. I am your host. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. All right. Page 116. As we made spiritual progress, we saw through these fallacies. What fallacies are we talking about? Yeah. All right, I'm going to actually start on 115. When we had taken the opposite tack and had insisted, like infants ourselves, that people protect us and take care of us, or that the world owed us a living, then the result had been equally unfortunate. This often caused the people we had loved most to push us aside or perhaps desert us entirely. Our disillusionment had been hard to bear. We couldn't imagine people acting that way towards us. We had failed to see that though adult in years, we were still behaving childish, trying to turn everyone, friends, wives, husbands, and even the world itself, into protected parents. We had refused to learn the very hard lesson that overdependence upon people is unsuccessful because all people are fallible and even the best of them will sometimes let us down, especially when our demands for attention become unreasonable. Read my mail, right? This was me. It's not me anymore. I do this every now and again where I'd have to say my wife. Okay. And I know it. I know that I knew that I had too much dependence on my wife. So I had to start taking care of my shit myself. Okay. Now there's some things she likes doing for me. So I had to give those up, but then I replaced it with something else that was hers that she doesn't like doing that I don't mind doing. Make sense? Like she hates doing the floors. So I do the floors. Okay. She doesn't really like doing the laundry. So I take the laundry every now and again. Things like that. Okay, because I'm going to have to learn. We're going to be talking about a give and take basis here. Okay. You do not give 100% in a relationship. That is silly. We give 50% and take 50%. You can't have more than 100%. Okay. I know people like to argue with me on this, but I have a very successful relationship with my wife. I've been studying love languages for a very, very long time. I understand that relationships work a certain way. All I do is give, and you do nothing for me. No, all I do is give. See, when both sides give, and nobody's taking, nobody feels appreciated. You got to learn to take appropriately. Okay? It's a give and take basis. As we made spiritual progress, we saw through these fallacies. It became clear that if we were to feel emotionally secure among grown-up people, We would have to put our lives on a give and take basis. We would have to develop this sense of being in partnership or brotherhood with all those around us. We saw that we would need to give constantly of ourselves without demands for repayment. When we persistently did this, we gradually found that people were attracted to us as never before. And even if they failed us, we could be understanding and not too seriously affected. Okay. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to get mad at you for us. I call them silly reasons. I don't want to call them stupid reasons because feelings are valid. And I'm not going to call somebody's feelings stupid because even if I don't agree, the feeling's still valid. It's happening. Right. And there's reasons for it. But we got to, if we're not a causes and conditions person, then we're going to get stuck in particulars. If we are not a causes and condition person, then we go the opposite tack, man. Right? We can't be, this can't be surfacey. There is no problem bigger or smaller than the other one. It's the amount of attention you give it. It's what those are what priorities are. See, that's a priority, right? Do I pay my rent or do I buy food? These are decisions that you're going to have to make in your life. Sometimes somebody may get angry with you and for what you feel is no reason, and you may have to give it time. Give it time. Okay? It's kind of like if a sponsee doesn't make it, let's say I'm working with a sponsee and they go out and they drink, I'm not really affected by it. If I have a sponsee who says, hey, I love you, but I need to find a different sponsor, I get it. In fact, I would hope a sponsee would come to me and say, hey, it's not quite working out, because I will do what I can to help you find another sponsor. I will. Why am I going to get upset by that? Why? Because I've learned to love myself. That's why I don't take offense to it. I had a guy at the beginning of the week in the 3 p.m. meeting. Oh, he came at me hard. It's because I told him don't talk about drugs in our AA meeting. Okay. And it didn't upset me, really. I mean, I get it. He's shouting from the rooftops, and he's got a good message. And I like, he puts a lot of passion into it. I like that. He's got something good to say. It could be kind of dangerous, but then by yesterday, I chaired the meeting, and I'm not going to treat him any different. What? Why? Because you said something to me? No, I'm not going to treat him any different. I'm going to treat him just like I would everybody else. And I did. Why wouldn't I? Okay? I'm not going to hurt somebody because I am offended. That would be silly. I'm not willing to make amends for that one. Okay? So I'm not going to do it. When we developed still more, we discovered the best possible source for emotional stability to be God himself. Yep. And talking to another person. Got to get it out of the head and out, right? So we can hear either how right or wrong we are. Okay? There's a lot of times I'm thinking of something and I'll go talk to my wife. It'll come out of my mouth and I will feel silly. It's like, why am I entertaining that? Why? What am I? Am I trying to steal some vicarious pleasure from this traumatic situation? Those are the things that I need to be careful of. Drama. We found that dependence upon his perfect justice, forgiveness, and love was healthy. And it worked where nothing else would. If we really depended upon God, we couldn't very well play God to our fellows, nor would we feel the urge to wholly rely on human protection and care. Yep, it works. Okay. Now, this stuff takes time. It takes practice. You know, um, I just get better and better. It's all it really is for me at this point. Um, every now and again, some kind of epiphany comes to me, and I grow a little bit, and you know, um, but as each day goes by, I become more and more of who I'm supposed to be. Now I've done some pretty big chunks, so I get little. I don't get these anymore. Yeah, these little nuggets, okay, and these keep me going. But the main thing that keeps me going is when I go to like the 3 o'clock meeting and I see the newcomers that were there Monday, they're on Friday and they're still there, and their eyes are starting to light up and the alcohol is leaving their body, and seeing these young people turn around and spend the weekend with their kids instead. All because I just wanted to be available. That's neat stuff, man. So that's what I've been trying to remember, that, well, no, nobody really showed up yesterday, but I'm available. And that's what God wants. So I still did my job. But and yesterday, instead of moping, I made the best of it instead. Yep. I'm like, you know what? Because I have a sponsor, he always shows up. It doesn't matter if nobody else shows up. So we sat down and did some book work together. Why not? We had a meeting. Then I went live, talked to some friends, hung out with Al-Anon for a little bit, helped them tear down. They said how many people came, and then they were very supportive. They were like, we're going to be telling our people to come too. We like this place. And I didn't even have any people up there yet. But they get it. It makes me happy that people are understanding what I'm doing now. Now that they're there, they're a part of it. They're getting the feelings. They're understanding what I'm doing. And that's a weight off my shoulders. It's a weight off my shoulders because you get it. These were new attitudes that finally brought many of us an inner strength and peace that could not be deeply shaken by the shortcomings of others or by any calamity not of our own making. You don't necessarily become untouchable. You just become something different. Okay? You become an example. And that, I'm going to tell you, your actions are the most powerful things in the world. Your actions have power. Okay? And that's what I watch. I watch actions. I base what I do off your actions, not what you say. I am listening. Okay? But for me, I understand that, okay, let's say you have somebody that's always calm, always happy, da da da. Go ride in the car with them. Let them drive. If you want to figure out a real person, get in the car with them. Drive with them for more than 10 minutes because they can fake it through that. But after a while, something's going to happen and they're going to react. And that reaction will tell you everything you need to know. Yep. I'm kind of different. I'm the opposite. When I'm mad and I'm in the car, I slow way the fuck down because I know I'm dangerous and I don't want to hurt anybody. I know I'm angry. But I'm going to calm the fuck down because I don't want to hurt other people. I'm the opposite. I don't drive angry. Nope. Mm-mm. I've seen to it. I want my serenity, man. Then leave fucking earlier. Now that doesn't mean I don't get a little upset. Well, can we go that speed limit, please? But I don't flip people off. I try not to yell at people. Notice I said I try. Okay. All right. It's just a normal. Don't get so particular. Okay. Okay, how about bicycling for you then? When I did my personal inventory, I found that I had unhealthy relationships. Here, I'm just answering this real quick so I can hang up. Okay. I found Google calls me fucking 5 times a day. You're not listening. And I keep telling them, nobody's looking for me. Nobody's going here and saying, Dion's podcast. Okay. Nobody, okay. If they want to find me, God will put them there. I'm not paying Google for people to find me. Leave me alone. You're just Yahoo now. Assholes. All right. And I keep telling them to take them off my list, but then you get the, well, we have 5 different offices, and you're telling one, because I ran telemarketing rooms. I know exactly how it goes. Okay. Anyway, when I did my personal inventory, I found that I had unhealthy relationships with most people in my life. I had unhealthy relationships with every single person in my life because I was unhealthy. Period. That's it. End of story. And I will not have healthy relationships until I change. I need a new book anyway. So, and I'm almost, there's only a couple more days to this part. One more time, okay? I drank to I always felt isolated and lonely. I drank to dull emotional pain. That's the only reason I drank. Kitten, you're not coming in here. They can't come in here right now because this is all over the place. You can see how it's like that, and they'll ruin it. You know what? I may just say fuck it and take all this down and fuck this. I'll go around, clean everything. Yeah, I'm done with this. I had to duck under it. I'm just gonna put that, leave that there for a second. I was through staying sober. It was through staying sober, having a good sponsor and working the 12 steps that I was able to build up my low self-esteem. Okay. How do you work on low self-esteem? This was the hardest thing for me. I tell you why. Because I didn't like me. I do not have a high opinion of me at all. Why? Because I knew me. And I knew the shit I did. I knew what I had pulled off. Or thought I had pulled off. Okay? And I did not think highly of myself. Okay? No. In fact, I would straight out tell you, you cannot trust me. I'm letting you know. Okay? That would be during the lucid portion. I would tell people, girls that I dated, I have a drinking problem. If you try and change it, I'll cut you off. I won't talk to you anymore. Okay. And it was always manipulation. I always found myself a good codependent who wanted to change me. This was just manipulation. What was I doing? I was using other people to make me feel better through sex. That's what I was doing. Because I had low self-esteem. So how did I work on my self-esteem? I started doing esteemable things. I started doing esteemable things. Like yesterday, because I got to use me as an example, and it's just my friends here. So, okay, I could have had a bad attitude like I did the week before. Okay, but I decided this week I wasn't going to do that. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. Okay, last week was woe is me. This week it can't be the same thing because clearly woe is me wasn't the answer. There needs to be some action. There needs to be some action, right? So you do esteemable things. What are esteemable things? Help other people out. Do things for other people without them knowing and not taking any credit. Make that a regular day of your life. If you see somebody that is down, ask them, how are you? Would you like to read a book with me? Would you like to go on a drive with my books? First, the 12 steps taught me to become my own best friend. No. I don't want to be my own best friend. Okay? I already have enough voices in my head. No. That's not fair to me, man. Okay? I've only had one best friend in my life, my whole life. Okay? I haven't spoken to him in years. Okay? Is my wife my best friend? She's my wife. So, no. Yes. No, yes. I don't know. And then when I was able to love myself, I could reach out and love others. So, in order to really truly love people appropriately, it's about you, man. Everything starts with you. Okay? Well, not everything starts with you, but everything for you starts with you and your decisions and what it is that you're doing with life. Where I used to blame other people for how I feel, I now understand that I allow that and those decisions are my own. And that I am responsible for several things. I am responsible, number one, for my actions. I am responsible for my emotions. And I need to be responsible for my triggers. If you do that, you will find much more serenity in your life. You cannot go around demanding others to not trigger you. Life doesn't work that way. Of course, I'll recycle them before you murder them. All right. I gotta go. Well, I don't have to, but that's the end of this one. So thank you everybody for being here. It's good seeing you. Ingrid, Michelle, thanks for the fun time. We had some good laughs here today. It's always good to have fun. Happy Friday. Way to get through another week, man. It's not always easy, is it? But it's fucking worth it. I love you. Peace out.